Hey guys, welcome to another episode of BLD BRO on YouTube. I'm Ben, I'm here with Richard and Tarek. And this week we're talking about the best things about being bald, which is quite a relief because often we talk about, the negative insecurities and side effects, but there's actually a lot of good things about being bald, which we're going to kind of discuss today. I'm actually in the caravan today because my girlfriend said that she wanted to clean the flat, and I did what any other alpha male would have done in the situation and escaped and ran to the caravan like a good little boy. So hopefully it's nice and quiet here, but if you hear traffic, then sorry about that. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. The best things about being bald. Rich, do you want to start us off? What have you really enjoyed about being a bald bro?
As I mentioned in the little story that we did earlier in the week, it's without doubt, the time it saves you. You're not looking in the mirror anymore, doing your hair, like taking a glance, setting that hair again and, messing around. It just saves you so much time. And also like the cost as well, like you don't have to pay for a haircut anymore. And obviously grabbing a few razors is a damn sight cheaper than going spending like 20-30 quid or whatever it is now to get your haircut in a barber's, which is just bananas.
Were you someone that did you used to like going to the barber's at all? Or?
It was not really, especially towards the end when I knew that my hair was thinning, because like the barber would just tell you a load of bullshit, really, because you'd say to him, I think I'm beginning to thin. He was like, no, you're absolutely fine, mate. You got plenty of time left. When basically he's just thinking about his back pocket at the end of the day, I think.
Yeah, maybe. But then sometimes I'm sure they would start to suggest that you should shave your head if they thought that was the best thing for you as well.
Well, I don't know.
maybe you just had a dodgy one.
Probably that was it. But another great thing was just like the knock-on effect that it had, like the way that you focus more on your well-being. Subconsciously almost, I think you try and compensate for the fact that you haven't got hair. So it's a transition into eating healthier, getting more and more exercise, and just working on being your best self at the end of the day. I think it's a huge plus point, and one which I never ever thought would come around.
That's good. That's really liberating. And what about you, T? What have been some of I mean, you're recently a bald bro, so what have been some of your favorite things about being a bald brother?
My favorite thing is just not having to worry about going bald anymore. The amount of time that consumed over the years, even when taking Propecia, when you're not actually, you kind of pause balding, you still worry about it. You still worry about this drug you're taking, you worry about what happens if you stop and all the side effects, and then just general worrying about baldness. And then now I don't worry about anything. Which says like I worry about other stuff that's more important, health, fitness, work, whatever. It's no longer taking up the bandwidth in my head of that anxiety and worry. The barbers stuff, I didn't mention it before, but I hated going to the barbers. I hate that thing around the neck. I travel a lot for work, so I would have to find new barbershops in new cities, and they'd always do weird things in different ones. Like in Russia,
did you take a picture of your perfect haircut with you?
In Russia, they do this weird thing where they cut the top first. So I used to have it quite short. So normally in every other country, they'd shave this part, and then because I always had it short, and then they'd like scissor this part. In Russia, they'd like cut this part as short as you wanted it, and then they do this, so you'd spend half the haircut just looking at your dad in the mirror. Being like, oh, for God's sake. And then you start sweating, and then it's horrible.
That's so random, isn't it?
That is bananas. How come? I wonder why on earth they do it that way. Like, as you say, any other haircut like I've ever seen, it's always they start with the sides first. Or maybe they're trying to give you a glimpse into the future. Who knows?
No idea, but this was not just one barbershop in Moscow. This was about 10, because obviously I'd like spent ages trying to find one that I kind of liked, and in the end I found one that I liked mainly because it was cheaper than the others. And they also used to do a weird thing where they wouldn't let you see yourself in the mirror. So rather than the barber moving around you, they'd swivel the chair around the barber, so he'd stay stationary, and then he'd just move the chair around. So it was an ordeal, and it was very stressful, nearly as stressful as balding itself.
Man, that's crazy.
So I'm glad all that's over, and I'm very happy that I don't have to worry about balding anymore.
Yeah.
And other favorite things about being bald is it's kind of just you start to identify as this bald man, and you start to feel good that you feel good and you're bald, like you've beaten this kind of the myth of baldness, that it's so terrible, and you've climbed that mountain, you've conquered it, and then now you realize nothing's changed except actually things are better because you don't worry so much. So that's really an awesome thing about being bald, or having not just about being bald, but having gone through the journey and finally like ended in the final destination.
I think that's probably one of the best bits, isn't it? It's just like shaving away your insecurities and being able to, like you say, being able to just move on with your life. For me, I always had really shit hair. I had like a cow's lick going up here. That if I cut it short, it turned into like a fountain like this on the side of my head. And then I would have curtains, so that they'd come down like this. So it was this weird kind of like thing that I just never knew what to do with. Even if I put gel in it, the gel didn't work properly. My hair was just weird. I had like a double crown. So when I kind of lost my hair, yeah, it was stressful. But at the same time, I was like, well, at least I don't have to worry about what to do with it anymore. So that was quite a big one, actually, just not having to worry, kind of knowing that this is the way I'm going to look. And actually, it looks a lot better than when I had hair. So that was quite a big one for me. And then it's just the day-to-day stuff. Like, I mean, I've been bald now for something like 15 years. So I'm so used to it now. But just the thought of having to walk out the house with wet hair and the amount of time spent drying it, styling it, that I just don't even think about that stuff.
Is it the end of dandruff? Like, bald, you can't get dandruff anymore. Is that a fact?
Well,
is it just because
I think dandruff is like dry skin, isn't it? It's like a flaky scalp. So I guess if you don't moisturize your head, you might still get some sort of thing like that, especially if you've got overexposure to the sun, I imagine. But obviously with dandruff, it just hangs in the hair, doesn't it? But if you haven't got any hair, maybe it's just blow straight off.
Maybe I've got
I hadn't even thought about that. That's so true.
Yeah,
zero dandruff.
I used to get it a little bit, especially if I wasn't using Head and Shoulders or something, or like using bad shampoo or whatever. But I have not noticed it at all ever since.
Well, you'd never moisturize your head if you had hair.
Well, exactly. Very true.
You're a full-on moisturization station now, aren't you? Head to toe.
I've got that. But can I just ask a question? Why did you have curtains?
It's just the way that my hair went.
All
so
right.
like, I mean, when I was younger and I had curtains, they were like, and when I was in school, they were like the in thing. People had like bowl haircuts. People had like these kind of haircuts. But if I had my hair short, like I said, I had this kind of tuft fountain thing coming up the front. And then if I grew my hair longer, it just naturally kind of went down the sides. And then I developed this like nervous, flicky, twitchy thing with my hair. So yeah, my hair story was just a nightmare. The sooner I got rid of it, the better, to be honest.
I was thinking, Ben, the other day, Ben and I went to quite a rough school, you could say. Well, it wasn't the roughest. It was a good mixture of like good and bad people, shall we say? Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, it was just rough. Let's be honest. And there was like a phase when like all the tougher kids, they'd have this like weird haircut, which probably we could get away with now, when they'd shave all of the head, like, so literally we're talking like all three of us are now, but they'd have just this little tuft that used to flick out like just at the front, so it'd be like a mustache on top of the head, but it would be
so
like,
bad.
it was like, what was that haircut, man? It was absolutely bananas. But like, there were just loads of people had it in school. Like,
Yeah, you're right. It looked like a mustache stuck onto her head.
it was mad. I wish we could get like a picture of it.
I mean, it's almost like Ronaldo. Do you remember the old Ronaldo who had?
Yeah,
that
that's
kind of
exactly it. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
But it was way before then, wasn't it? It was way before then.
Ronaldo got inspiration from those kids.
Well, yeah, the Chenley boys bringing it through for CR9.
It wasn't CR9, it was Fat Ronaldo.
No, R9, sorry.
Large Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Really well done there.
Yeah, so I guess there's like the longer you haven't got hair, the more benefits there are, I guess. You're past your insecurities, you're learning how to look after your skin. And what other ones? I think, Tarek, you were saying about the swimming pool thing. That's linked to the first thing that you're saying about insecurities, but that's an interesting one.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're definitely quicker in the swimming pool, but the other one, is I always used to worry in the pool or in sometimes sports when you're sweating a lot. If you've got thin hair, it really shows up that you're thinning. So for quite a while, anytime I was in the pool or anytime I'd be exercising, you could really see that you're balding, and it's so obvious. Or maybe it's only obvious to you, but if you catch yourself in a reflection, you can see it, and you worry, like, are people noticing? You know, is that some girl or whatever you're trying to flirt with, does she see that you're bald or whatever? And then now you just are who you are, and that is the same in and out of water, no problem. Although I have noticed that in sports and stuff, sweat can come down, so it's one slight drawback. You need to wear a headband or something, or a hat.
Yeah. I found that big time. Like it absolutely drips off you, doesn't it?
That's what your eyebrows
like,
are for.
Well, I've got quite big eyebrows, and flipping heck, I need the ones like Jim's dad off American Pie.
Yeah.
Full on caterpillar. But like I remember at Unity in the summer, because I think I shaved the head in the December. Obviously, T and I were at Aberystwyth Uni, and in the like the latter years of the latter months, pardon me, of the academic year, it used to get good. You used to get good weather, so we'd hit the beach and we'd be in like the sea. And I remember always getting paranoid about going in the sea and wetting my hair. I remember a Bunk, this is a classic Bunk, just turns around and goes, "Man, you're beginning to lose your hair." And I was just like, "Yeah, cheers, nice one for that, man. That's real nice." But yeah, that was a big worry, as you say.
It hurts so much more that in those days, or even before, when even I got told I was in a mall, and you know where the lights are really bright, and someone who I was with was like, "Oh, you've got a bald spot." And it shook me for the day. It really shook me. And so those comments, and now if someone said, it's kind of said something similar before, but if someone said, "Oh, you're bald," I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, I got that.
You got a bald spot. It's like
this
whole thing.
Yeah, full circumference.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. There's no, because you're not hiding away and you've got nothing to hide. You're just completely open, and there's nothing to point out. And if you do point out, you're just pointing out the obvious. So yeah, I guess that's another benefit. But yeah, so what other kind of small benefits can you think of that we can share today?
I think we've covered all of it. I was just about to say, I think in conclusion, you can just say that having no hair is better than having hair. There's so many more benefits about having it, because ultimately you're just improving every.
Oh, he's gone.
Lost you there for a second, Rich.
Rich, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, the call just came in. I apologise.
That's right.
Yeah, but as I was saying, in conclusion, just every single thing is better. You know, you're just improving yourself, and you're working on other things subconsciously. You know, you
Oh,
another one. They're all coming at once. But yeah, it's just, you know, so much better than having hair, in my opinion. Now,
I mean, I guess there are some occasions when, you know, hair might be quite useful, because obviously you bump your head when you've got no hair. You've got no hair, there's nothing to protect you. So I'm sure there are quite a few circumstances where hair can be better. But I mean, I think it is interesting. It's good to talk about all these benefits of being bald, because I think when you're going through hair loss, you can't see any light through the trees. You can only see this old bald person that everyone's going to take the piss out of. In reality, you become a confident bald person, and there are so many improvements from before.
But the thing is, if you talk that point, it's aesthetic, right? Hair is just aesthetic. So what's the benefit of having hair over being bald? Perceived aesthetics. And that is changeable. And the reason it's perceived negatively, baldness, is what we're told or what we consider. Whilst if you actually speak to people, they'll say, well, you look better without hair, or some people fancy bald people. So it's just this perception of aesthetics is the only benefit of having hair.
And some protection.
And some, and some protection.
Yeah.
All right.
But we can wear a hat, which is not a big deal, or sun cream. So
exactly. So those two things of this, you know, and tastes change over time. So sometimes skinny's the look, sometimes more voluptuous is the look, or, you know, skinny jeans, baggy jeans, or whatever. So this thing that we're so scared of, or people are so scared of, or, you know, hate the idea of going bald, is actually just such a minor thing that's blown up to such massive proportions in the world and in our heads. So yeah.
And if you look at the people that are like the highest paid actor in the world's The Rock, maybe, you know, that's the look now. So it's so much more accepted than it was. And that's a real benefit, actually. Because when I was losing my hair and I was in my sort of late teens, there were no people my age with shaved heads, really. And like Richard said on another podcast, that the skinheads in the media were all kind of racist thugs. Whereas today, you know, you can have a shaved head and no one bats an eyelid about it. So I think that's another benefit, that society's come a long way.
Definitely.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. I'm sure we're going to kick ourselves and think of some more benefits for being bald, but right now I think we've covered the main ones. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. If you can give us a like, it makes a massive difference to our algorithms. You know, we're not getting paid for any of this, so any likes or shares or anything that you can do, subscribe to the channel, we would really, really appreciate it. And it means that we can keep making this kind of content. Check out our Instagram, it's BLD.BRO. And we've also just set up a Reddit account with the same name, but without the full stop. So yeah, come and check us out, give us a like, and thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.